Hey guys, welcome back. It's Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, you know, that big theme park thing that they're doing out in California right now. It's got Star Wars or something in it. I don't know. That is kind of a thing. And we're going to talk about the MarySue and Rachel Leishman from the MarySue, who we've talked about before.
This person clearly has a chip on their shoulder. It's just, you know.
Before we get started with the video, to all of you who have subscribed over the last week or two, thank you so much for doing that. Please subscribe to CLOWNFISH TV if you haven't already. It definitely helps the channel, helps boost our ranking in YouTube. It's been helping us get more views. We really appreciate it. We've sailed past 35,000. We're on our way to 40,000.
Yes.
So awesome. Thank you so much for that. So I hadn't heard anything about this.
I didn't either till you sent it to me.
Yeah, I found it today. Well, it just came out today on the MarySue that the host of the Jedi Council, one of the hosts of the Jedi Council, which is part of Collider, Star Wars show on Collider, was upset that, well, the way they have the headline is he was upset that women got invited to Star Wars instead of him.
That's really not what it's about, though.
That's not actually the way. I did watch the clip. We'll talk about the article here a little bit, but the host is Kristian Harloff, who said he's a lot butthurt. He works for Collider, obviously, and he does the Jedi Council podcast, YouTube show, whatever. He basically was like, look, I've been doing this for 5 years, and I'm like the Star Wars guy, and I did not get an invite to the Star Wars theme park.
I don't really know if it was Disney's fault so much as it was Collider's fault, though.
Well, here's the thing, because somebody from Collider did get to go. It was actually this Christina Radish, who is now he said she was a freelance writer. She actually is a staff writer. Somebody corrected him, but apparently he doesn't know her very well. But he was upset that he's like the Star Wars guy, and he did not get to go.
Did she write Star Wars a lot prior to this?
I did not see a lot of Star Wars.
Can you click on her name and we can see? I mean, if she writes a lot of Star Wars too, I can understand it.
Well, obviously
those are all because Galaxy's
she's
Edge.
covering Galaxy's
But prior
Edge.
to Galaxy's Edge, did she write a lot of Star Wars stuff?
I was looking through her articles to see what kind of stuff she writes, and I didn't really see a lot of Star Wars.
She did Aladdin, which was Disney, but
yeah, but there's not a whole lot of
yeah, not really.
I mean, we got more Disney.
She keeps
here.
seeming to do like the Disney stuff, though. I don't know.
Well, Disney owns like everything now, so it's really hard to have an entertainment site not write about.
I mean,
Disney,
does she write about? I mean, because if she writes about Star Wars, I can see it, but it doesn't look like she does.
I don't think she writes about Star Wars. I mean, there's not a whole lot of Star Wars news right now.
It really doesn't make much sense. And
yeah, so anyway, whatever happened at Collider, and this actually would be, like you said, it would be Collider's screw up, because if they chose to send her over the Star Wars guy.
I'm just looking at the dates. So we passed.
We're back in April now.
Are we going past that?
Well, she might be the theme park person, because Celebration. No, we are not Celebration yet. She did cover the theme park, so she might be like the theme park contact.
Well, if that's the case, then that makes sense.
Because a lot of times
we'll explain this here in a minute.
We'll explain it. It's complicated, and
like we're past Celebration, and she's not writing about Star Wars.
No, it was in February. No, yeah, we are. Yeah, she didn't go to Celebration.
So she's not writing about Celebration.
No.
She's not a Star Wars writer.
No,
but I only saw one thing about theme parks.
Yeah, so this is kind of interesting. Anyway, Let's read what the MarySue has to say about it.
Must we?
Yeah, because it's more complicated than this, but the sense of entitlement is strong.
Well, this person knows all about entitlement, because we've read articles from this Rachel before, and Rachel has one of the most entitled personalities I've ever seen on here, and she clearly hates men of all kinds. So anyway, so she just, clearly everything she's done, it's always,
yeah.
Wasn't she the one who was entitled about her fandom for the Game of Thrones?
Yeah, she was. She was the one who was entitled to be angry about Game of Thrones.
But everybody else is not allowed to be mad about their
things. Right.
So we already know that she's an expert on entitlement, so she would know.
Yeah, because she's allowed to be angry about Game of Thrones, but other fans can't be angry about The Last Jedi,
right?
Or any other fandom, having a disappointing installment.
But it's okay. You can't tell her that she can't be upset,
right?
Because she's a fan and she's allowed to be. So she knows all about entitlement. She's an expert. So let's go on.
She was also the one that told the internet to keep their hot takes to themselves.
Right. Yeah. She's an expert on entitlement.
Oh wow, women can get things. Women can get things. I think she just.
Oh wow, this woman got things before it was, before this whole thing started, where they were saying women couldn't get things.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of women actually in Star Wars fandom that got things too. So I'm just okay. So let's talk about this. When Collider Live host Kristian Harloff went on a rant about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, that being the theme park expansion in California, I didn't expect the level of entitlement that he was serving. But then again, why would I expect anything else?
Oh my God, that's what I think about you.
Why would I expect anything
less from her? I know, right? This is just, I could have written this about her. Go ahead.
Why would I expect anything less? The host of Collider's Jedi Council went on the air to say he would not be talking about Galaxy's Edge at all. Talking about Galaxy's Edge at all, because he personally did not get an invite. You know who did get an invite? Collider. And as you watch the video, the producer of the show points out to Harloff that he has to cover it because it's still Collider's coverage. Harloff's problem is that he didn't get to go himself, and 2 female reporters for the site went instead. I wasn't going to say something bad.
Okay, I wasn't.
If he wanted to show them they made the right decision, he's doing a fantastic job, honestly. Maybe the reason Disney is making a point to invite more female journalists to Star Wars press events is because they realize the brand is being ruined by entitled proprietary white guys. No. And they want to change that. Weird how that works.
No, that's not how it works at all, honey. I know how this works, and that's not how it works.
It's complicated. Okay.
It's very complicated, but it's not that. Even though I do think that part of it, I mean, I'm going to say it. I think part of it is Disney's on this big thing to double down on, women's. We got to make sure there's strong female, whatever, and especially with Star Wars.
Yeah.
We got to make sure the millennial women feel like they're appreciated. So that's what this whole thing's about.
Yeah, they look for demographics. We'll talk about this. As the video goes on, though, what really gets me is Harloff pointing out that he's been busting his ass.
Well, he might have been.
He might have been. Being a Star Wars fan for over 5 years.
I've been longer than that, but just saying.
Yeah, well, sure, he said he's talking about the show. He's talking about the show, not how long he's been a fan. But even still, 5 years isn't that long. And as someone with a Star Wars tattoo of a cut line from Rogue One, I truly...
Oh my God. So we're supposed to listen to her because she has a Star Wars tattue.
She has a Star Wars tattoo of a cut line from Rogue One.
So if you're, having a Star Wars cred as a woman means that you are more, your opinion matters more.
Was that the I Rebel
I can fucking trump her. Hey, sweet cheeks, they named the character after me. I didn't have to go pay someone to tattoo it on my arm so I can say, look, I have more cred than you. They actually named one after me. Ouch. And years ago, before, I had these whiny man babies were ruining everything.
Yeah, this is like back in the 90s.
They named it after me years ago. And I didn't have to go get a tattoo to be like, my opinion matters more because I got a Rogue One tattoo on my arm. Sorry, I'm so sick of this shit.
Who's the bigger fan?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying her answer is, because, women, 5 years isn't that long, but I have a tattoo, so what? If you want to make a pissing match, I just pissed all over you.
This is true. Geeky actually does have a character, Star Wars Expanded Universe character named after her. And I think the character came out in the late 90s.
Yeah, I didn't have to go tattoo it on my arm to trump you.
Anyway.
I mean, that means you wouldn't paid somebody to put it on you and be like, ooh, looky, I'm a big fan. So what?
So she truly doesn't have time for man babies. Oh my God. Crying because women got to go to Star Wars land instead of him.
Of them.
Them. I can't read tonight. I can't read tonight.
No, it doesn't matter. She talked about this guy complaining, and then she says them. It would be one man baby. You're referring to one man baby.
We're talking about all the man babies, all the man babies who think that they should go to Star Wars instead of the women. So this is only God forgives. Collider's Kristian Harloff is a lot butthurt because Disney didn't invite him to Star Wars.
Didn't invite home.
Didn't invite home.
How about you hire an editor?
God. Yeah, really. So I've been busting my ass. My effing ass. That's where the F from before came from. My effing ass being a Star Wars fan for 5 effing years. The entitlement is strong.
No, I do think he went overboard. I mean, I really do. Because if you have a show with somebody, even if it was your show to start, if you were part of a thing like Collider or something like that, and you're working with them under contract, and that, you sometimes have to do stuff you don't want to do. And that's just the way it is. I mean, I think he went a little overboard for this a bit. But I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, too. I
completely understand how he feels.
So, the fact that he points out that he's called names over his Star Wars coverage is also laughable. Okay, now here's the thing. What he's called, this is the thing. He's called names is laughable because mainly any woman who loves Star Wars is constantly questioned at every turn. He's called names like shill, sellout because he covers Star Wars anymore. If you like Star Wars,
we like Solo. Oh my god,
we got that too. You know, we were on the take for Disney. We actually were very skeptical of Solo, and we said, you know, guys, it wasn't as bad. And we hated The Last Jedi. Like, we hated The Last Jedi. Hated it. Went to Solo. We're like, hey, it's not that bad. You know, and people were like, you're shills, you're sellouts.
We had called so many names.
We had like a 50-50 split between upvotes and downvotes on our Solo review video.
You know what? It's really funny. Anyone who loves Star Wars is constantly questioned at every turn. It's so funny because you know what? People don't actually question me. Actually, the ones who question me the most are people like this woman. I was at the re-releases, special edition, the special edition, you know, releases. I was me and my one friend were the only women, and she was like there because she was coming to be my friend to help me or come with me so I could go by myself. Only women with all these men, and you know what? Not one of them questioned me. Not one of them said, "Oh, why are you here, honey? You're not a real fan." I never was played 20 questions with. They never said, you know, let's quiz you to see if you belong here.
You were dealing vintage Star Wars toys out of your college dorm room.
I was, and men would come to my room. It sounds bad. to check out my goodies, but my goodies would have been Star Wars toys.
Yeah, because you were like the local dealer. Like you had
the Star Wars
all
dealer.
The rare toys. You had all the
I was the Star Wars dealer in my there were several dorms, but in the area, I was the Star Wars dealer.
Yeah, because people actually gave you a shout out. Like I googled your name like years ago, and there were people like giving you shout outs on message boards.
Were there?
Yeah, because
I don't remember that
for Star Wars toys and stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you found that too. Yes.
I was like, what?
Oh, so I got good reviews.
You have really good reviews.
I did.
You need to contact her because she's got all the good stuff.
I knew my shit, and they were telling people to find me. I was like dealing Star Wars toys out of my room, and you know what? I never was questioned. I was never questioned. I was never played like let's play 20 questions, see if you're a real fan. And we go to different events where there's Star Wars fans and stuff going on. I've been to lots of conventions, and no one's ever questioned me, not once. I mean, I'm not saying
we've been married. I mean,
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm sure it completely does. I'm 100% sure it does. What I'm saying is it's not as common at every turn as they're trying to make it.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Wow. Yeah, this is crazy. So, you know, he's whining on air because he spent 5 years, has me cackling in the sunset.
Oh, cackling sounds about right for you.
Also,
I would have guessed that too.
Also, make matters worse, he has a planet named after him in the Star Wars universe. So, like, chill out.
So, like, I think someone's jealous. I think she's jealous about him having a planet named after him because, you know, he didn't have to tattoo it on his arm to get recognition.
Yeah, sorry you don't have to go to Galaxy's Edge like the rest of us fans and you don't get fancy access, but I also don't think Disney and Star Wars needs your help to promote it. Ooh.
Burn.
So there
it's a brush burn.
Oh God, so there might look, I'm not gonna bust on this Christina Rash. Now it's kind of weird that
it's not her fault.
It's not her fault. Like she, did what she was paid to do, and they
right.
put, Disney Media Acts. We could go about that, but they're, it's very scattershot. It's not. There's really isn't a whole lot of reason or rhyme. It's pretty much whatever demographic they're looking for to cover something in whatever geographical area. That's kind of
right.
how they get.
You might get invited to one thing, not another. And in this case,
and that happens all the time.
They gave Collider the passes, and then Collider would have had certain people that were allowed access. And they gave it to whoever they had on staff that was allowed access. Should it have gone to him? Probably. It probably should have. But they didn't. And for whatever reason, and it could have been because they had a certain demographic thing they were trying to hit. It could have been they already had so many men coming in from these blogs. They wanted some women to come, and they happened to have some staff writers who did stuff before. There could be 100 reasons why. It all falls within this.
Yeah, and I mean, I get where he's coming from.
Totally get it. I'd be better than you.
Yes, because, doing what we do, sometimes you do work your ass off for years, and somebody else gets your media access. Mm-hmm. I mean, it happens.
You work butt off for years, and you don't get paid or anything, and then someone takes your media access. I'm just saying.
They give it to the outlet, not to the individual. So it doesn't really matter how much work you do. Somebody else could literally just come in and off the street and get all the reward you worked for.
Mm-hmm.
Which
and it happens
sucks.
a lot.
Yeah.
But this guy, I mean, I'm assuming he had the show first and he went to Collider. Is that what happened? Or did he start the show with Collider?
I'm not exactly sure. I know Collider has about 500,000 YouTube subs. And I don't know if it was a podcast first or what. I have heard of the Jedi Council. I don't know if it started on Collider or
here's what I'm
else.
saying. Because if it came out that if he had his own show first and he made a deal with Collider, and Collider ran the content and they paid him to be on it, then yes, Collider does have the right to tell him he has to promote it. If he was hired by Collider to do the show, Collider does have the right to tell him he has to promote it. I mean, it sucks and it's not right, and I totally 100% know how he feels. 100% get it. I do. I'm just saying in this situation, depending what the deal is, and it sounds like the deal is they own it. Collider, he has to do what.
Yeah, it sounds like he's an employee, and I don't know if he brought, because sometimes with these blogs and stuff, people bring their own content.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the backstory is, but either way, it sounds like he has some kind of deal with Collider, for his show to be on their platform. And I hate to say it, but the show's like when you make a deal like that, you get all the stuff that comes with it, but you get all the stuff that comes with it.
Yeah, we've been in that situation too. Mm-hmm. So it's you make that kind of a deal. If you wanted access for yourself, then you should have your own YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. and get your own media access, because they probably just gave the tickets out to.
That's what they did. They probably gave it to the bigger.
Collider
sites.
gets 2, and USA Today gets 2, and LA Times
because they have to keep the crowds within reason too, and they have a lot of news outlets that bring it in. Now, like you said, it depends on your demographic, where you're located. There's a lot of things that they look at, and they don't just give it to everybody.
Well, maybe Christina Radish lives in LA, and
she does.
Okay, so they didn't have to. She does. So they didn't have to fly her in. Oh yeah, LA.
I noticed that. So
okay, so
but it's not her fault.
No, it's not her fault. And so people are really kind of pissed about him. I get where he's coming from. I absolutely.
But it's not her fault either.
Yeah. So
it's not her fault.
Yeah, but it's there might be more to it. So there's some debate as to whether or not he actually liked The Last Jedi, because some people said that his initial review was very positive. Other people said that he went to the dark side.
Doesn't like it, yeah.
He went to the dark side. I saw his initial reviews. Then he went grumpy, as I've labeled it. He didn't like that, and he blocked me. I
walked out of it hating it. Now, again, I will go on record as saying you are allowed to like it.
Yeah.
You are allowed to not like it. It doesn't make I don't think it makes people more or less of fans either way. But I'm just saying, it's just, you are allowed to like it if you liked it. You are definitely allowed to not like it. We're on the not like it side. And you are entitled to your feelings. That does not make you an ist of any kind because you didn't like it. I didn't like it, and I'm a woman.
So this is interesting. I won't talk about this because I wasn't invited for free. Gives a lot of credence to the I'll talk positively about this because I was invited for free theory.
Oh, that's good. That's a point.
Influencer marketing is the thing, despite what people want to pretend. Mm-hmm. It is. I like this one. There he is. You took everything from me, and there's Thanos, Disney. I don't even know who you are. So yeah, I mean, this is really complicated. I do kind of feel for the dude because I'm like,
yeah, but I think he took it too far.
I think he took it a little too far. But like I said, just having the experience we've had with Access Media, sometimes it's very, very scattershot.
Right.
And there's really no reason or rhyme to it.
Well, in this case, I think they just gave it to the outlet, and the outlet decided who went.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
And because she's covered theme park stuff before, she clearly was probably one of the people that they had already had on that was approved to go.
Right.
So I mean, I jokingly said to you, "Was he mad? What did you send women?" And then I was just kidding. And then you're like, "They did." I'm like, "Okay." Well, not because of him, because I'm like, that's what they would do.
Right. Well, yeah, because look, okay, so Disney especially, like I said, they've got certain demographics they're trying to reach with their marketing, and sometimes they send, you can have 2 back-to-back Disney events and they're not going to invite the same people.
No.
That's just how it works.
It depends where it's at, too. And
depends on where it's at. If
there's so many
she's
aspects,
in LA,
elements, and whatever.
Yeah, it's a lot of things going on, but very interesting. And of course, the MarySue doesn't waste any time.
Well, my reaction to that article is more because that Rachel chick, I just can't stand it.
I don't think a lot.
I just think she has a clear. When I talk about media that are out there to cause trouble and to stir up trouble and be clickbaity and just to cause issues, one of the first people I think of is her. And I don't really consider that media. I consider that
clickbait
propaganda.
Farm. Well, okay, so these blogs, right? How a lot of these blogs get paid and how they pay people is the writers get paid per click. They might get a base pay, for their article, but a lot of them, they pay per click. So the more hits you get, the more advertising revenue there is, the bigger your payday is. So yeah, does it benefit Rachel Leishman to you know, whack the beehive?
Yeah, well, that's what she does.
Yeah, it does.
I just love it but then when she writes an article about her personal feelings, everybody's supposed to just be accepting and understand that she's allowed to not like something because that's, you know, real fans care about things, and if you make them upset, they're allowed to be upset. Unless you're a fan of anything else that you don't like what she likes, then you're all kinds of shit and everything's wrong with you. Especially if you have a penis. If you have a penis, you're really fucked.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this one.
Yeah, before I say something else stupid.
Before you say, people like it when you say.
I'm just tired of people like this person who goes on about is entitled just because they're a man, as they go off on you know, about their entitlement on every other artitle.
Yeah,
she's just as entitled about being a woman and being superior as she's going on about men being, men feeling they're superior. You know, it's just like, you really are like the opposite side of the coin, and it just amuses me greatly. Doesn't sound like it, but it amuses me greatly.
Yeah, so I gotta wonder, I mean, would he have felt differently if it was just some guy that maybe didn't cover Star Wars very often? You know,
I don't think it would have, because I think the point is he's the person that covers Star Wars all the time.
Star Wars guy, yeah.
And that him or somebody on his team should have been the ones that got sent in.
Right.
And they weren't. And I can totally get where he's coming from, because I've lived this exact same thing just in the last month. So I understand exactly how he feels, but I also think he took it too far.
Yeah.
And I also think that it wasn't, I don't think it was Disney. I think it was the place he worked for that decided this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would agree. I mean, at the end of it, it's Collider decided who they wanted to send, probably.
And this is all doubling down on strong women, because, strong women never existed before the last couple years. So now you got to promote strong women, because, no one ever believed in strong women or knew strong women existed until these people told them so. I mean, just, it wasn't like, so many years ago there was a strong woman selling Star Wars toys out of her room or anything like that. Nope, they invented, because they got a tattoo. So now their opinion matters more because they paid somebody to make their opinion matter more.
Burn. Okay, I'm gonna wrap that. I can't top that. All right. She's got sass. All right, so please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more pop culture news, views, rants, gaming videos, art videos, more. This has been Neon and Geeky.
Bye.
Goodbye. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.